Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to embellish the Rose Window Bracelet. And you can embellish an existing bracelet that you've already made, or you can make the bracelet. So I'm not going to make the bracelet today, but I will link the bracelet in the description box below the video. It will be the first thing when you click the down arrow to show more. You know, the box will open. Right up at the top will be a link to the Rose Window Bracelet, so this way. And you can make your bracelet and then come back to this video and you can embellish it. However, if you've already made your bracelet and you want to embellish it, which is fine, that's what I did with this one, you have to make sure that whatever clasp you use that you used already, if you've already made it, can be reversed, right? You can wear it either way, like that, because the original bracelet, if you notice the top of the original bracelet, the super duos pop out a little bit. Okay, so when we put our Chatons on, we're going to actually be putting them on what would be the bottom of the bracelet. So we're making the bottom the top. So you want to make sure that if you've already done the bracelet, that your clasp is okay to reverse. So mine are fine. This one, actually, I put this one on with a jump ring, so I can just open the jump ring and then reverse this clasp to have this come on the top. So, you know, what I'm saying is that the top of the bracelet, the bottom of the original bracelet becomes the top of the Chaton bracelet. I know that sounds crazy. So maybe just leave if you're making the bracelet, maybe just leave your clasp off. I think that's the best idea. And then when you come back and do the embellishment, you can go back to the other video and add your clasp on. So I think that's probably the easiest way to do it, but I just wanted you to have a heads up there. I didn't want you to make the bracelet and put on some ornate clasp that you can't, turn over and embellish, like that. So this is original, and this is turning it over to embellish. Okay, I just wanted to give you that little tip. That's important. All right, this is coming up. This is another bracelet I'm working on. Absolutely love this. It is a variation of the Rose Window earring, which I'll link down below as well. This one will probably be the next video, maybe next week sometime. Okay? All right, so just get you a little advanced look at that. All right, so I'm going to clear this off, get a materials list going, and we'll get started. So as usual, please like and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so that you get notified when I upload a video. Thanks. Okay, we'll be right back. Where's this going? So you'll need one completed bracelet. Again, the link to that bracelet is going to be right at the top in the description box below the video. So click the down arrow, the show more. The box will open. The link to the bracelet will be right there. All the materials for the bracelet, everything. So it's the whole video of the bracelet. So for this, you'll need, to embellish it, you'll need some I think they're 8.2 millimeter or 8 millimeter Chatons. You can use an 8 millimeter Rivolis also, which is great, either one. And you'll need some 15-0 seed beads. So I'm going to embellish this one. You'll need a stop bead, size 10 beading needle, and some 8-pound Fireline black satin. Again, don't forget to check down below for all the information, plus the link to this video, a link to a code to the Ringberries mat, the big mat, and here's the No More Oops bead tray, the mini, which is very cute, so there'll be a link down to that Etsy shop as well. Any other things that I think of that I forget or materials and such will be down there as well. All right, I'm going to clear this off and we'll get started. Okay, let's get started. So here's my completed bracelet, and if you notice, one side of the bracelet, the super duos pop out a bit. See that? And the other side, they're pushed in a little bit. Right? So this is what one side looks like, and this is what the top side looks like. If you're just making the regular bracelet, this is what it's going to look like. You want the Chatons to go on this side. So not the side that's popping up, the side that is a little indented right here. Okay, so you see that? That's what it looks like. All right. So I've threaded my needle with about 2 feet of thread, and I put a stop bead on. I'm going to put a stop bead on, just with enough of a tail to sew in. Okay, so 6 inches or so, whatever, something like that. And then I'm going to choose my Chaton. So I'm going to do these amethyst Chatons, and I'll just do one right in the middle for now. Okay, so here's my Chaton or your Rivolis. I'm going to take my needle, try to pull in a little bit, and I'm going to sew through this green bead right here. So if you notice in the bracelet, you have 4 in the middle, and then you have 4 on the corners, and then you have your outside row or round with the pearls and such. So we're going to be working with these 4 beads right here. Just going to sew through the bottom bead, the bottom hole of that super duo. So I'm just working with the super duos here. And I'm going to put that on. Let me just turn off my phone. Okay. I'm going to pick up 7 of my 15-ohs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm hopping over to the bottom hole of that next group, that next green super duo, so the 4 corner super duos right there. Okay? Like that. So I have that first group of 7 on. I'm going to pick up 7 15-ohs again. This is so easy. Okay, exiting the bottom hole of this green super duo, I'm going to sew through the next one. Like that. Going to pick up 7 again. And I'm going to sew through the next green one, so the bottom hole of the next green super duo, so that, you know, the 4 corner ones. And these, just make sure these, well, they're just going to stay there anyway, they're actually fine. And I'm just going to move my stop bead out of the way. That. I'm going to pick up 7 of my 15-ohs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sew through the last green one. And if you can go, well, let's just, you know what, just sew through the last green one. The bottom hole of the last green one. So now you have 4 groups of 15-ohs that you're going to use as the start of your bezel. So we're exiting the bottom hole of this green one. I just want you to sew through the next 4 15-ohs. That's the first group of 15-ohs you put on. So I'm just trying to get my needle in there. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm going up through the first 4, just to set my needle up to put more beads on. You might have to hold your tail thread so it doesn't loosen up. All right, so just get that done and then come on back and we'll continue. Okay, we're back, so let's add some more beads. So my tail thread was getting in my way, so all I did, it was sticking up here, I just popped it through this whole area here, you know, this opening, and it's coming out of the bottom now, which is fine because that's the best place to sew it in anyway. All right, so I'm exiting. I sewed up through the first 4 of the 15-ohs, the original 15-ohs, so I'm at the top there right now. So I'm going to pick up 4 of my 15-ohs. And I'm going to sew just through bead number 4 of the next group of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's just bead number 4, like that. I know this is a little hard to see. I'm using the little darker bronze beads, but I'll try to get as close as I can. All right, so bead number 4. I'm going to do that again on the next group of 7. So count 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, pop that in. So you see how we're getting this little cup to put our stone in. Another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just move your piece around so it's comfortable to sew. Go through bead 4. 1, 2, 3, bead 4. And I'm keeping this loose right now. You know, I'm not making it super tight. I'm just sort of loose so I can get my stone in. So you can put your stone in right now. It's not going to stay, but you can kind of pop it in and give it a little push, and then pull the beads a little bit. So you see how that's going to fit. So your last 4 beads, 4 15-ohs. I'm going to sew through the original number 4 15-oh of that group of 7, so make sure you're sewing through that one so I can see the thread. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see the thread is coming out. Just make sure you get through the right beads. And my chaton just popped out, but don't worry about it. I'm going to leave that because that's probably happened to you. Pop it back in. And now when you pull, you're going to hold it and give it a pull. And remember, you have to pull your tail thread as well. So in order to get this to stay beautifully, you're going to hold it with your thumb, like that, give it a pull, and you're going to reinforce this whole, all the beads you just put on, plus the little, you know, number 4 bead that you went through. See, just immediately it's captured the stone. So I'm just going through all the beads. You can do this 2 times. You can do this 3 times. You can do this 1 time, whatever it takes for your stone to be captured and for it to stay. And I think 2 or 3 worked well for me. Just making sure you go through all the beads that you put on, plus the bead, that little connecting bead, right? That bead number 4 of the 7. And there, and you just want to just keep sewing around until it's nice and, it looks nice. If you pull too tight, your beads kind of will sort of bump into each other a bit. So just make sure it's you have a nice tension going on so that it looks pretty. So now you want to sew this thread in. So I'm just exiting a corner bead right here. I'm just going to sew through these 3. I hope you didn't hear my stomach growling. I certainly did. And then I'm just going to go right across this super duo here. And I pop my needle right through where the opening is there, just like that. Go on the back, and then you can easily sew in both threads. And so you just want to make sure that's nice and tight. Hold your finger on the other side, and then just sew through some beads and put a half hitch knot in. So let's say I sew through that one. Let me go through this one as well. Like that. You can actually sew around a little bit. You can even just do a half hitch knot in between a seed bead and a super duo. So here I'm making a little loop, making sure that it stays in between the 2 beads, catching my loop, and making sure that it's not going to cover. Let me fix that. See, I love, when I make, kind of mess up a little bit, I like to leave it in if I can. Let's do that again, because I want you to make sure, I want to make sure that if you come across this problem, you're not going to mess, you know what to do. So here, now my loop is right in between the 2, like that. Give it a pull. Okay, that's better. And then through the next one, and so on. You know what I mean. You're just going to, wherever you can get through. So sometimes the super duos are, they're not flexible, so you have to kind of fight with them a little. So that one's in. Then you're just going to do the same thing with this thread. And when you turn it around, this is what it looks like. How pretty, huh? I love it. I think it came out great. All right, so do all of your units, and then come on back, and we'll take a look at our beautiful bracelets. Okay, here we go. Here are our bracelets. So I only got 3 done because I ran out of Chatons, but I think it looks so pretty. So here are the 2 bracelets. Don't forget about this one coming up. I think you're going to love making this one. It is so much fun. Like I said, it looks so ornate, but it's really not hard to make, seriously. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.